こんにちは皆さん、お元気ですか？ Hello, how are you? Today I'm going to continue with numbers. 助数詞 Well, only 助詞 This should be particle. But here there's the kanji of 数 the number. 助数詞 This is like a particle but with the number. Counters in Japanese. Today I'm going to explain you the counter about animals. 動物Last week, I talked about the persons counter of the persons, but today about animals. And today's video is the grammar video number 45, and at the same time, the number 9 of the numbers. I tell you this because if you want to look for this kind of things in playlist, maybe it's gonna help you. To count the animals, we've got two ways basically. One is with hiki and the other one with to. The first we're going to see hiki. 一匹 one animal, one small animal. 一匹、二匹、三匹、四匹、五匹、六匹、七匹、八匹、九匹、十匹. Well, like a cat. And here, this yellow one, 一匹, this pronunciation is a difficult one because with two, small two, so with the jump sound, 一匹, and the other one, 六匹, the six, 六匹, also with jump sound, 八匹, 8, this one is also with two, 十匹, only these four, 一匹, 六匹, 八匹, 十匹, with two, small two, the jump sound. And the three, 三匹 with 10. So the sound of B, 三匹. But all the others, only 匹, like 二匹、四匹、五匹、七匹、九匹. And the combination, for example, 11, 11匹. 10, hear the sound of the jump sound, 11匹. If this is 16, 16匹. And if this is 20 animals, 20匹. Like this. Now, to count the bigger animals, bigger than us, bigger than a human being, we say 一頭、二頭、三頭. With this 頭, this is 頭. Atama, it means head. So like one head, two heads, three heads, like this. 一頭、二頭、三頭、四頭、五頭、六頭、七頭、八頭、九頭、十頭. Same again, the jump sound is the same as hiki, but in hiki, 6, that was 六匹. But here, without any jump sound, 六頭. But we jump 一頭, number 1, 八頭, 8, 十頭. So these three with the jump sound, but the other one is only to. So this is quite easy. Now let me explain you about the historical background. Well, from the ancient era till Edo Jidai, Edo period, that is till 1868. This was the samurai era. Till here, we only used hiki, piki, piki for the animals. 一匹、二匹、三匹、四匹、五匹, like this. But in Meiji Jidai, Meiji period from 1868, then Occidentalization, many foreign people came to Japan, and they read that in Occidental countries, European countries or Occidental countries, you use head, one head, two heads, three heads, like this. So Japanese people began to use also the head, atama, the head, with the pronunciation of to, 一頭、二頭、三頭, only for the bigger animals than ourselves. Actually, we've got more animals that we count with hiki, piki, but some animals we use と. So I'm going to explain it first. These kind of animals, the big animals. For example, 象. 象. I wrote in 3 ways. 漢字、カタカナ、ひらがな. Well, 象, it means elephant, big animals, right? Now, scientifically, we use katakana in animals' names. So this 象 is used very often. But anyway, we've got also kanji. 象, elephant. And 牛, 牛. Or we can also pronounce 牛. This is cow. Cow. For example, 牛, when we pronounce 牛, 牛乳, milk, the cow milk. 牛肉, this is beef. And 馬, uma, we can also pronounce ば, 馬, this is horse. Panda, big animal, giant panda. So panda, it is also, we count with と. Lion, lion, lion. Tora, tora, tiger, also with と. Gorilla, gorilla, also with と. These animals too. Kirin, kirin, giraffe, very big, very tall. Kuma, bear, also with いっとう、にとう. Koala, koala. And 鹿, deer, 鹿. And of course, this big animal, whale. Whale, we count with いっとう、にとう、3とう. We say クジラ for whale, クジラ. And this one, wani. We've got some controversies. Wani, this is alligator. Alligator or crocodile. Wani. Well, I'm going to tell you later that we count all kind of reptiles with 1匹、2匹、3匹. Wani, this is reptiles. But when we think about wani, alligator, as a big animal, then we can count like 1頭、2頭、3頭. So usually all other animals, because they are smaller, we count with 匹、匹. For example, 猫, a cat. 猫, we count with 1匹、2匹、3匹. 猿, monkey. 猿, we also count 1匹、2匹、3匹、4匹、5匹. 狼,狼, this is a wolf. Wolf, we also count with 1匹、2匹、3匹. And 犬, dog. We usually count with 匹、匹. But sometimes they are very big dogs, right? Like San Bernard. Then we can say 1頭、2頭、3頭 because they are so big. This is one case. But the other case, when these dogs are very useful for us, for useful in the society, it means the dogs that they work. For example, a guide dog. A guide dog or the seeing dog to help people who are blind. These kind of dogs we can count with 1頭、2頭、3頭. Even they are small one, the smaller one, but in this case we can count 1頭、2頭、3頭 because they are special. They are special guide dog. And also for the police dog, like a German Shepherd, because they are working, so we can count 1頭、2頭、3頭. But for example, if you've got German Shepherd at home and they're not working, they're not the police dog, then you can count 1匹、2匹、3匹. So it's a little bit difficult. Even for us, it's sometimes, oh, is it 1頭、2頭 or 1匹、3匹、1匹、2匹、3匹? But I tell you that in the case of the dog, there are 2 ways. Normally, usually we can count 1匹、2匹、3匹. But in some occasions, we can count 1頭、2頭、3頭. We also count with 匹、1匹、2匹、3匹 like this. The fish, we say 魚. This one is the kanji 魚. Well, but when we count 1匹、2匹、3匹, this is alive fish. They are on the water. They are inside of the water. Then we count 1匹、2匹、3匹. But if they are not in the water, they are outside of the water, then maybe we are going to prepare to eat. Then we don't count like 1匹、2匹、3匹. Then just outside of the water, we count 1尾、2尾、3尾、4尾. So the different ways. So it's quite difficult. So maybe you don't have to learn them because there are many ways to count fish. So I told you, inside of the water, 1匹、2匹、3匹, like a small animals. But outside of the water, 1尾、2尾、3尾, normally. But if this is prepared and this is sliced, so cut, sliced like sashimi, then we count 1枚、2枚、3枚, like the fine things. Well, anyway, we count 1匹、2匹、3匹 for alive fish in the water. We also count with 1匹、2匹、3匹 爬虫類. This is reptiles. Reptiles we count like this. For example, like a lizard. Lizard we count 1匹、2匹、3匹. But before I told you about wani. Wani is alligator. Alligator, so usually we count like 1匹、2匹、3匹. But if we think this is very big alligator or very big crocodile, then we can count like 1頭、2頭、3頭 in that case. So it's quite difficult. We can count bugs or the insects with 匹、1匹、2匹、3匹. But the 昆虫, this is the word for insect. 昆虫. Well, but in that case, 昆虫, this 昆虫 is quite scientific name, 昆虫. But we usually say like the second kanji, 虫. Only second kanji we pronounce 虫. 虫 is bug. So we usually say 虫. Oh, 虫. あ、虫がいる. 虫. Like bug. But, so we count bug 1匹、2匹、3匹、4匹. But 昆虫, but do you can you imagine some very rare, very strange insect? Maybe someone is collecting them. And in that case, when they're talking about some very rare insect, and in that case, they can use 1頭、2頭、3頭 because this is very valuable and very rare insect. Only that, in that case, they can use 1頭、2頭、3頭. But we usually say 1匹、2匹、3匹 for all kind of bugs. Some examples about bugs. The first one, 蚊. Only 蚊. 蚊, this means mosquitoes. Ooh, mosquitoes. And the second one, ハエ. ハエ. Not ハイ. ハエ. This is fly. Flies. No one likes this bug. ゴキブリ. ゴキブリ. This is cockroach. Cockroach we say ゴキブリ and we count 1匹、2匹、3匹、4匹、5匹. And to ask a question, we can use 何匹 or 何頭. How many? 何匹 if this is the small animals or insects like this. But 何頭 when they are very big animals. How many? 何匹 or 何頭. Let's see some of the examples so that you can practice. Well, here I wrote 植物園. This is the botanical garden. But here, the under part, 動物園. 動物, animal. 園, where there are lots of animals. 動物園, zoo. And I want to make it a sentence like this. In the zoo, I saw 7 elephants. Well, so the first, 動物, the first place, 動物園で. Why I use this particle で? Because the place must で, because the verb that I'm going to use is the verb of the action, 動物園で. So not 動物園に. に is when they are います or あります. But in this case, I saw. So the saw, the see, so this is with the 動物園で in the zoo, 象を zoo elephant, 象を the particle を this is the complement, the direct complement 象を I pronounce 象を now so exactly like this, but actually 象 so like O sound, and it's quite difficult to listen. 象 now 7 7と 7 I can't use 7匹 because 象 elephant is very big. 7と見ました the past tense of 見ます I saw 7 elephant in the zoo. 動物園で象7頭見ました Other example, very similar but a little bit different. I want to say in the zoo, I saw many monkeys. So not specifically not numbers, but many monkeys. 動物園で till here the same. In the zoo, 動物園で猿 monkey 猿を now the many, a lot, the quantity たくさん it means a lot or many たくさん見ました the past tense of 見ます動物園で猿をたくさん見ました Then I can ask a question like this. About how many were there? I'm talking about this monkey. 何匹 because monkey is with 匹 not with と何匹ぐらいいましたか Do you remember this ぐらい around or more or less about 何匹ぐらい about how many 何匹ぐらいいましたか About how many were there? 何匹ぐらいいましたかたくさんいました。わからない。わかりません。50匹ぐらいいました。50匹ぐらいいました。Well, there were a lot. I don't know. Maybe there were there are about 50. 50匹ぐらいいました。Now this is going to be very interesting. I want to say like this. In my house, there's not even one cockroach. How can I say not even one? Not even a one. No cockroach. Well, at first we must remember this kind of grammar. 場所に the place に place に something があります。or someone がいます。This is in some place there is something or there is someone. In this case, in my house, there's not even a cockroach. But the first, I'm gonna say, in my house, there is one cockroach. Okay? 場所 the place. In this case, うち or 家 the same, the house. うちに in my house. Here, ゴキブリ cockroach. ゴキブリが and this is living things. ゴキブリがいます。うちにゴキブリがいます。But if I want to say one cockroach, うちにゴキブリが一匹います。Right? うちにゴキブリが一匹います。Ooh. I want you to remember the other form of grammar. 何も and negative form. Well, this more, this particle more with a negative form, and the first one, this is a question word. Then it means 何もありません。There's nothing. 誰もいません。There's nobody. どこも行きません。I'm gonna anywhere. I'm not gonna anywhere. I'm going nowhere. どこへも行きません。I'm going nowhere. Like this. Do you remember this? But now I want to say about not only one, this number. So instead of 何も誰も, do you remember how to count cockroach? 1匹、2匹、3匹. So one cockroach, 1匹。1匹もいません。So there's not even one. There's no cockroach. Not even one. 1匹もいません。And if I want to say there is even one person, there's no one, really, not even one person. Do you remember when we count the person, we say 一人、二人. So one person is 一人. So if I say 一人もいません, there is not even one person. 一人もいません. So the sentence before, in my house there's not even one cockroach. 私のうちにゴキブリが一匹もいません。私のうちにゴキブリが一匹もいません。As usual, we're going to have a quiz, but this time only 7. The first 2 is dictation, so I want you to listen very carefully and please write them down in hiragana, katakana, or even kanji. But don't use alphabet. Please. And from the 3 and 7, so the last 5 questions, this is going to be the translation into Japanese. So I'm going to tell you in English and I want you to translate them into Japanese. So in total of 7 questions, okay? Please prepare your paper and pencil. Let's get started. 1番目。あなたのうちに猫がいますか？何匹いますか？あなたのうちに猫がいますか？何匹いますか？何匹いますか？あなたのうちに猫がいますか？何匹いますか？ 2 番目。アフリカにライオンが何頭ぐらいいますか？アフリカにライオンが何頭ぐらいいますか？アフリカにライオンが何頭ぐらいいますか？アフリカにライオンが何頭ぐらいいますか？アフリカにライオンが何頭ぐらいいますか？ Before beginning the translation, I forgot to teach you one word. Well, this is the ranch. We say 牧場. You know, 場, this is the place. 牧場, a ranch where there are lots of horses and the cows. This is 牧場. Okay? 牧場 ranch. Because this one is going to be in this translation. Well, then now, 3番目. Last year, I saw a white tiger in the zoo. Last year, I saw a white tiger in the zoo. 4. There are 2 dogs in my younger sister's house. There are 2 dogs in my younger sister's house. 5番目。There were 2 lovely pandas in the zoo. There were 2 lovely pandas in the zoo. 6番目。This one. There were about more or less 30 cows in that ranch. There were about 30, more or less 30 cows in that ranch. This one. 7番目。There's not even one fly in my house. There's not even one fly in my house. Today we learned these counters, 助数詞 about animals, 動物. Do you think this video was useful for you? Could you learn something new? If you liked this video, please give me a like. And if you didn't subscribe my channel yet, please do it. And if you can share my videos with your friends, that will help me a lot. Please do it. いかがでしたか？今日は助数詞、特に動物の助数詞について勉強しました。結構難しいですよね。このビデオが気に入ってくださったら、ぜひいいねボタン、そしてチャンネル登録もぜひお願いいたします。そして私のビデオをお友達に紹介していただけたらとても嬉しいです。ではまた会いましょうね。じゃあね、バイバイ。